All right, I'm with my best bunch. Hello, we are going to be talking about the lunar cycle. So let's get to it. So, what is the lunar cycle? Well, those are pretty much your phases that you see when you look up in the night sky of the moon whenever you look at the moon, right? So you always look in the sky, you see the moon, maybe it's fully lit, maybe sometimes it's a small little banana shaped like little light fixture, maybe it's almost half or maybe it's a little over half. Those are different phases that we're going to be talking about, and those are all of the different phases that make up the lunar cycle. So the lunar phase or moon phase is the shape of the directly sunlit portion of the moon as viewed from Earth. So, what we see from Earth are those different illuminated shapes, right? It looks like the moon is changing shape. So, the term moon cycle or lunar cycle refers to the moon's continuous orbit. Okay, I want you to remember that term, orbit, around the earth. Okay. And when you hear that word orbit, I want you to think revolution. Okay. Revolution, that is going around or orbiting around. So, once again, it refers to the moon's continuous orbit around the earth. As the moon orbits the earth, its appearance, which would be the phase, that's what we see, right? It changes and then it gives us this indication of the moon's progress in the cycle. So it's like it starts off really, really dark, right? That dark moon, which would be your new moon. We'll get to that. And then you see light just start to come. It's like, oh my God, the moon has light now. So, and we're going to talk about that as well because a lot of times we always say moonlight, moonlight, but guess what? It's actually sunlight because the moon does not make its own light. However, it's reflecting light from the sun. Okay. I love moon phases. So, why does the moon have phases? Well, the revolution of the moon around the earth causes the moon to have phases. And remember, the revolution is going in what direction? Counterclockwise, right? That west to east motion. So the lunar cycle is approximately 28 to 30 days or 1 month. And the reason why I say 28 to 30 days, because think about it, February sometimes have 28 days, right? February has shorter days, whereas you may have another month has 30 days, or another month may have 31 days. So you have to be mindful that it just takes between 28 to 30 days. Okay. So the lunar movement, it revolves, that word revolve, revolution. It revolves around Earth as the Earth revolves around the sun. Did y'all catch that? The Earth revolves around the sun, right? It's not spinning, but it revolves around the sun. Revolves around Earth in 29 and a half days. And notice it says 29 and a half days right there, but I gave you that range of 28 to 30 days. Okay. Just remember a lunar phase cycle takes 1 month. Okay. It rotates on its axis in a little over 27 Earth days. And remember, the Earth days are happening because clearly we have that rotation. Now, there's another key term that you should be familiar with because rotation, and the best way you can picture that, you have a ball spinning on your finger. It's spinning, right? It's rotating. Okay. Revolution or orbit means we would take that same ball, stop it from spinning, and maybe rotate it around our head. Okay. So that rotation, revolution, two different words. Very important, by the way. All right. The same side of the moon always faces Earth because it rotates at about the same rate as Earth. Here's a cool fun fact. The moon is approximately 239,000 miles away from Earth's surface. And here's another little cute fact. The name of Earth's moon is Luna. Okay? Luna. So we have 8 moon phases, which we're going to go into in the next video, but I just want to point them out. You have your new moon, then you have your waxing crescent, then you have your first quarter, which would look like a half moon, right? Your waxing gibbous, your full moon. This is when it's completely illuminated. You look in the sky and you see a fully lit moon, right? You see the light from the sun reflecting off the moon. That is a full, complete moon. Think about the werewolves. Werewolves come out during the full moon. So if you really want to think about werewolves, they don't come out but what? Maybe once or twice a month during the full moon phase, right? Waning gibbous would be next. Then last quarter, and I want to make sure I go into detail about that. You may see last quarter, third quarter, or half moon, but please understand that the third quarter would be your last quarter. So you'll see those words interchangeably. And then, of course, your waning crescent, which brings us all the way back up there to the new moon. It's just a continuous lunar phase cycle. So we're going to continue on tomorrow.